Damn, it's hot this summer.
What's with this heat?
So most of us have the same opinion with the Toy Story movies. Great, awesome, why do you even exist? So where does the fifth movie slot into all of this? Well, I thought it was a bit of both, but leaning more towards the latter. Now the story is actually very good. The movie forces the harsh realities of technology onto our characters and relays how tech has completely taken over kids' lives, leaving no room left for toys. And as someone who did grow up during the days of toys and even had my own Buzz Lightyear toy at the age of 3, this storyline really spoke to me. I look back fondly on the days of toys with my Action Mans and Jurassic Park dinosaurs stepping over a small Smarties tube so I could reenact the sequence in Jurassic Park 3, with even Alan Grant not surviving. I even had a toy snake which I did an Anaconda action sequence with, and this is before I even saw Anaconda. So yeah, toys invite imagination with the scenarios you can create with them, and I remember those times fondly, and how Andy made me feel like I was really bad at it. But that being said, like everyone, toys! Like most people, there came a point where I aged out of them. So I don't feel bad for moving on from my toys, but watching kids move on from the Toy Story toys? Well, that changes everything, and I really mean that too. Seeing them get neglected by their kid who spends their days and nights playing on their tablet device was a very sad, yet very brutally honest thing to see, especially because they held out hope for Bonnie. Although, given how she was treating Woody in Toy Story 4, I'm surprised they held out any hope for that little brat. But she was one of the last kids in her neighborhood to succumb to the allure of technology. But one day she gets a lily pad, which immediately turns into an addiction. And this tech obsession is not just limited to the toys in this movie. They even show some tech that was pushed aside as well. Because before we got expensive tech like smartphones and stuff, we also had very cheap tech that were toys in of themselves. They were cheap novelties that were just meant to entertain you for a very short period of time, and then you'd get bored of them and never play with them again. And this movie focuses on that, which I thought was very smart. Jessie even has some kind of withdrawal and suggests that she is the problem, and asks if she's just a bad toy and did something wrong. It's downright sad and brutal, but honest to put the toys from Toy Story in a tech-dominated world. The problem is that this film is split into 3 parts, and 2 of those parts I enjoyed, but one of them I found to be okay and quite flawed, and that was the main storyline involving Jessie. I found it to drag at times, and that made it have the least amount of rewatch value of the 3 stories. I thought it was just meh in its pacing and execution, and the new toys that Jessie is teamed up with were nothing special, and they were very forgettable, and even a little annoying. They just don't fit into Toy Story like the other countless new characters from the franchise have. Although I will say Jessie's sections are where the film has its most heartwarming moments, and it did make my eyes water a little. I was nowhere near tears, but it made me feel something. The movie also has humor, and some of it was funny, but most of it didn't make me laugh, which is surprising because all the Toy Story films, including 4, which most of us don't even really like all that much, gave me more laughs than this film. That is, with the exception of the buzzers. They constantly cracked me up. They oddly felt like a Disney short film, if you remember those, and I thoroughly enjoyed their part in the film. There's even one scene in a tent that was really nice and wholesome. They've changed Buzz's design again, and you know that's gonna want to make people get more Buzz toys. I mean, hey, in my time, it worked with the belt in Toy Story 2, and I'm still a little sore that my parents never got me that version of Buzz. Trust me. I'm over it. The third storyline belonged to Buzz and Woody, and I really enjoyed watching these two together again. And that's what I mean when I say that Jessie's storyline was the least enjoyable to me. Not because it was bad, it was decent, and it had more going on than the other 2 stories, even though you could cut their parts out and it wouldn't make any difference to the plot. And that's where this movie fails. The story feels very half-baked. Disney said that they made this movie in a much shorter time than they would have normally, and it shows. Also, now that Woody is gone, Jessie is the leader somehow, and I don't get this. Buzz was always the leader after Woody. Remember in Toy Story 2 when Woody was telling Buzz how to look after the toys while he was going camping with Andy? Do you remember when Buzz was leading all the toys to go on a rescue mission to rescue Woody? And those are just 2 examples. So Buzz was always the leader after Woody left, and I don't like that he has completely lost all that leadership, and somehow Jessie is now the leader. And although he is nowhere near as much of an idiot as he was in Toy Story 4, he still is nowhere near as smart or respected as he was in Toy Stories 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what Disney is doing to him. I mean, Buzz used to take command when Woody was not around, and he took the lead on these big missions, and he's a mere shadow of what he used to be. Woody even says,
"You gotta stay here. I'm going with them."
Why? Why just you?
Look, I just have more field experience than you, that is all.
What the f are you talking about? Buzz has had plenty of field experience, Woody. Or should I say, writers. Have you forgotten about Toy Story 2 and 3? Like a badass, he went to go rescue Woody from Al, and in Toy Story 3, when he was given a safe way out, he didn't sell his family out and wanted to get them out too. He was the leader when Woody was not around, and he took that job seriously. But now, Jessie is the leader somehow.
You don't think I can do it? No, I just think I could do it a little bit better.
You think I can do that?
Seriously, I hate how Disney have treated Buzz in these last couple of movies. They've changed his character. They Homer Simpsoned him. He resembles nothing of the once capable character we knew him to be. So maybe that's why I like these pointless Buzz subplots. It was good to see some Buzzes be competent for once. Also, I still don't like Bonnie. It makes me really miss Andy so much more. Funnily enough, Andy didn't get that much development, yet he was a very likable kid. Everything they accomplished with Andy worked. Everything they wanted you to feel, you felt. Him and the toys were a perfect fit. But Bonnie just isn't. In this film, she can't make friends, she goes through some online social issues, and yes, that's sad for a kid to go through, but that's a very simple fix. She just needs her parents to monitor her, and there you go, problem solved. And that's kind of what happens in the movie. So I don't feel that it's as big a deal as the movie is making it out to be. And I felt sorry for her on a basic level, but nothing beyond that. I still don't like Bonnie. I hated her in Toy Story 4, and although she's not as much of a brat here, she's not good either. And I'm just gonna say it, Andy knew how to play with these toys like no other. Who remembers evil Dr. Porkchop and One-Eyed Bot? And throughout the movies, his setups became more and more elaborate, and Pixar put bigger budgets towards them in Toy Story 3, and they were so cool. The make-believe scenarios that Bonnie makes...
Do you, Forky, to Karen Beverly to be your beloved bride?
I now pronounce you husband and knife.
are so lame. What a downgrade. What isn't a downgrade is the animation. It's amazing as always. It's updated while staying true to the animation style of the original films, something that Shrek 5 should have done. There was a fun mid-credit scene, so stick around for that, and if they make another Toy Story, which they said they would do, I hope they make it a story about Buzz. He really needs the spotlight, because 4 did him dirty, and 5 didn't make the best use of him either. Oh, and the rest of the toys were pushed off to the side, just like they were in Toy Story 4, and had nothing to do. So Toy Story 5 is an improvement over 4, but it just felt so disposable to me. It just doesn't have the grandeur of 2 and 3. Even the first Toy Story movie felt much more lively. Toy Story 5 just felt quite low energy and empty when compared to the first 3 films. The story is too small scale and would work better as a smaller standalone film rather than an ensemble Toy Story film. The writing talent just doesn't feel like it's in the same hands as the first 3 films either. A handful of the voice actors are dead now as well, and it feels like I'm watching a party that is keeping itself going, even though it was over and everyone left a long time ago. The whole story, every turn it took, I felt like I have seen all of this before. None of it took me by surprise like the first 3 films did, and none of the emotional beats took me by surprise either. And there was also missed opportunities. There was one scene where an old couple tried to return a couple of toys, and my jaw dropped because I thought it was going to reference the opening shot of this film. But sadly, nothing came of it. Something much less interesting unfolded instead, and it was just okay. So overall, Toy Story 5 felt like another pointless sequel. It had a great and inspired story that felt worthy of a Toy Story film, but I don't think they took full advantage of it, and they left me feeling disappointed. And when the movie was over, I didn't feel the need to watch it again. So my score for Toy Story 5 is an above average 6 out of 10. This feels like it was originally intended to be one of those Toy Story specials that was supposed to be about 25 minutes long, and they just padded it out to a movie, and you can tell. After watching this film, I still look at Toy Story 3 as the final film in the franchise, and 4 and 5 as fan fiction. And after seeing this film, I had to go back to one of the original 3 films, so I went back to Toy Story 2 and organized a watch party with all of my patrons, and we had a great time rewatching that film. If you missed it, don't worry, our post-movie discussion of Toy Story 2 is available on Patreon if you want to see it. So with that said, what did you guys think of Toy Story 5? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or like me, were you just so about it? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it so you can stay updated with all of my future videos. And I will see all of you very soon. Take care.